Well, we're here at New Life Christian Center in Bristol. This is a building that maybe you recognize. Those that live in the region have gone maybe back and forth across 120 here over the years. And Mark, this is a building that's been here for 6-7 years, and a privilege of yours to be a part of the beauty of the outside here.
You're correct, Craig.
Tell us a little bit about the challenges when it comes to doing something unique for a church that, well, let's face it, has some pretty bland looks without the landscaping.
It was a blank canvas.
Yeah.
They had it landscaped prior to us being here, but they wanted to kick it up a notch, and they really value the importance of a nice landscaping. And as the saying goes, you only get one chance to make a first impression.
That's right. Yep.
And it's not only to welcome the members, the congregation here, but also to attract new people to the facility. It's very warm and welcoming.
So it's really a hook, isn't it?
You could say so.
Yeah, a nice hook, a church hook.
Absolutely.
Those are good things. Well, tell us about how this all began over at the corner here, and then take us maybe across the front, can you?
Certainly. Well, here to the viewers left, we've got a arborvitae, and this is not a common arborvitae, it's an emerald green arborvitae. Happens to be my favorite arborvitae.
Okay.
And it's my favorite because it's very compact and narrow. The challenge here is we don't have very large landscape beds, and so we need things that are going to stay within these planting areas and not get overgrown. But because of the height of the building here, that's something that works out perfectly to accent the corner, and it's also in the evergreen family, so it becomes the bones of the landscape.
Yeah, I was going to say, even churches can have bones, just like houses, right?
There you go.
Very cool, very cool. Some daylilies down here?
Yes, so we've got the light fixture here, and the daylilies actually were part of the existing landscape, and it was something that we transplant and repurposed, and you're going to see other daylilies here, and all of those were here originally, just not necessarily in those same exact locations.
Gotcha. Well, continue on here, Mark. Tell us what else is going on.
Well, you're going to see some balance and symmetry. We've got a couple of windows here, and the windows come fairly low to the ground.
They do.
And so we're using these globe boxwoods. They're also in the evergreen family, and for the next 20-25 years, going to easily be able to keep them pruned below the base of the window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is a little design that we've seen a time or two, isn't it?
Yeah, it's something that's unique to us. The burning bush, of course, isn't unique, but the way it's been pruned and trained, we train these into a fan shape, also known as a spalier. And what it does is give us some height and some width up against the wall here. Of course, burning bush turned bright red. I love the biblical significance behind it.
Yeah.
And then for a splash of color in the spring and the summertime, when the burning bush isn't in its glory, we've got the red daylilies here, which are dwarf repeat blooming varieties.
And if there's one color that does jump out when you look at this building, it is red, isn't it?
It is. We've got a bright red roof here.
Yeah. What else here, Mark?
A couple of 9-barks, and I love 9-barks because of the deep, rich burgundy colored leaves. They do bloom with clusters of white flowers earlier in the season. Again, we've got very, very high walls here. This is something that we're going to let it grow up to be about 6 to 8 feet in height, just to soften that. And I love these peach-colored daylilies along with the 9-barks there.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Well, they've gotten a little creative too here at the church with what they do when they invite people to come, and this is a good example of the annuals. Huh?
Yes, and I take absolutely no credit for this here. And this is something that the church has done on their own, and each year they do a nice display of annual flowers here.
Yeah.
What a great way to welcome not only their congregation, but first-time visitors in that.
Yeah, live vegetation really has a way of making you feel comfortable and welcome, doesn't it?
It does,
Yeah.
and it really softens all the hard surfaces that you see here.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Well, again, we've got some similarities, yet some differences. Again, really, really high, large walls here, so we want some vertical height to soften it. This is another arborvitae, only yet a little different. It's called our yellow ribbon arborvitae, and features these beautiful, bright gold colored evergreen branches. which do a nice job of softening the siding there.
Very good. And what about down here?
Some of our popular ornamental grasses, these are golden variegated liriopes, and prized for the green and gold variegated leaves. And later in the season, these are going to have spikes of blue flowers, which really contrast nicely up against that foliage.
Now they want to prune, not whack, right? When it comes to taking good care of those.
Yes, thanks for the correct terminology there.
Yeah, Mark taught me, you know, you don't call it whacking, you call it pruning, Craig. And you can do that with those. What else is going on? I see maybe a rose down here and then a big tree up against
so for some summer color, we've planted some low maintenance drift roses. And then in the springtime, this tree is really in its glory.
Wow.
It's a royalty flowering crab tree, and it's a clump variety. This is something that we've been growing at our nursery for about 15 years, so it's a very, very mature tree.
It's awesome.
Well, thank you.
I love that.
And what's unique about it is this espalier or fan shape here, which fits perfectly in this area. Not only does it bloom with pink colored flowers in the springtime, it has this maroon or burgundy tint to the leaves, which of course gives us a lot of nice color in front of the siding. Also plays off of the 9 barks with their burgundy leaves as well.
And how much taller will we get here with this tree?
Well, I would like to see it grow several feet taller. Of course, width-wise, we're maxed out here.
Yeah,
we don't want to
sure.
have it growing over the parking lot. But oh my goodness, we can get another 20 years worth of use out of it. And the maintenance crew that's taking care of this, they're doing an amazing good job.
Yeah, it looks like it. Very nice. I love that look.
Well, thank you.
What else here, Mark?
Well, you're going to see a repeat of what we just saw earlier, only in the opposite location. And so it's like mirror reverse. We had the yellow ribbon arborvitae down there. We had the little golden liriopes and also the 9 bark. And what we're doing is creating some balance and symmetry with the landscape, which is quite important.
Sure. Was there any discussion on choice of ground cover in the very beginning here?
Absolutely. Because this is such a large piece of property, and you know, churches are more of a commercial type of setting, it was very important that it's low maintenance. And so not only do we have low maintenance ground cover with the stone here, the secret is what's underneath it. We've got a very good high quality woven fabric weed barrier, and Craig, that'll let the water go down and percolate through that weed barrier, but prevents any weeds from coming up.
That makes sense, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, yeah. And some more beauty here along the way at this wonderful
these
church.
9 barks work out really well. They're low maintenance, and they provide the burgundy leaves, and then also the flowers in the springtime. You're going to see some more daylilies here, and again, these were already here. We just simply repurposed them, and love how this peach color works really well with the burgundy.
And once again, you're doing some staggering here too that gives it a little depth.
We always like to do a nice layered look, taller plants in the back, shorter ones in the front. Of course, with a 4-foot wide landscape bed here, that's pretty challenging. And so, yes, by staggering them, that kind of fools the eye.
Yeah, well, you've done a nice job of that. Another boxwood there, right?
Good eye, yes. So underneath all of the base of the windows, we've been very, very consistent with the boxwoods. And again, they're the bones of the landscape, very easily kept pruned below the base of the windows.
I would imagine churches watching this video might think, you know, there's a few things we can do to our property that New Life has done.
Right. You know, last year on Elkhart on Bristol Street, we featured the Granger Community Church Elkhart location.
That's right. That really turned out nice.
It did, and it's beautiful how it's been maturing as well.
Now, what about the final little stretch here, Mark?
Again, Craig, it's a repeat of what we've seen earlier, and that's the symmetry going on. Another fan burning bush, the dwarf daylilies here, which provide the color at this time of the year. Another boxwood, 9 bark, and then just like at the very, very far end where we started out with the emerald green arborvitae, we end with another emerald green arborvitae. So from the road, it really frames the ends of the building quite nicely.
Well, you can tell that New Life Christian Center has taken a lot of pride in what they do out here with their facility and their landscaping. And, you know, watering is important, I would think, and they've kept on top of it, haven't they?
It's been a warm summer, and the plants look very, very healthy and happy.
Yes, they do. Well, very good, Mark. Congratulations on a
Thank you,
nice
Craig.
job out here. We've got much more coming up on the program. Don't go away. We'll be right back.